Okay, everybody. I'm not sure everybody's there yet. I'm there. I'm happy. I'm ready to go. Before I would switch for my presentation of this webinar today, I would like to say hello to everybody. I'm happy that we come together in this mode here. Um, my name is Oliver Pralle with Harbour Niagara, part of Harbour and Böcker Group, situated in Germany, in Münster. We are the specialists inside the Harbour and Böcker Group in the field of mineral processing. And we just join today our forces to have a webinar on the cement plant of the future, of future potentials of gaining more profits by using our limestone deposits to create more products of different kinds than only in the cement field. Yeah, and as far as I can see, more and more participants are joining us. I say good afternoon to our friends from Indonesia, from South Korea, from Thailand. Hello. We have our guest here from the Middle East, from Iran, from the Emirates. Hello to everybody. From Jordan. Hello to South Africa. And of course, to our friends here from Europe, from Switzerland and Germany. For you guys, I can just recommend join also in the afternoon at 2:30. We have the same session here in German language, if this is more appreciated for you. Nevertheless, let me just have a quick look if I can now switch over from my camera and share my screen with you. So let's have a look what you see right now. So if everything ran as I planned it, you should have now a look to the first slide of my presentation on the cement plant product diversification towards some more limestone, lime, and building products. All right, so what is all that about? Harbour and Böcker is, of course, a company very strong in the past decades in the field of cement, and we, as the mineral processing specialists, we have a look into this cement field, but also in a wide range of different other products, raw limestone products, burnt lime, and also other building products such as like dry mortar sands and mixed cements. Yeah, and today we would like to take the occasion and inspire our friends here and just analyze in how far it is also favorable for you and your companies to investigate your markets in these fields, because the limestone deposit is, of course, not only the source for the clinker and cement production. Here we go. Maybe we have the next 30 to 40 minutes together, and then there's of course occasion to ask questions and yeah, to get more into it. Warm welcome again. So the cement plant of today, with all respect to you producers, is fairly said kind of a one-way process. One-way process means that there is one dedicated product in the end of our road, which is the different types of cement. And the beginning of this road is always the limestone deposit. If we want to understand more about our processes, we are the experts, we are the professionals in this field. If you are new in this field, there's a lot of literature, and maybe you might purchase also our Harvard booklet, Lukas in Zementwerk, or Matt in a cement plant, for our young boys and girls. Just a picture book that the fathers and mothers in our works could read in the evening, so that our youngsters understand what we are doing during the day. So one look into the usual flow sheets and charts. Here we took one from Encyclopedia Britannica. Shows that it is, of course, a one-way process. If we follow these blue lines here, we see that there's one dedicated road from the limestone quarry via the different size reduction steps, different crushers, primary, secondary steps. And then there's, of course, the grinding mill to produce powder, which is then brought through the clinker kiln and cooler to the clinker grinding mill. And in the end, we end up in the beautiful IBAU Hamburg cement storage silos and in the packing houses from Haver and Böcker. Maybe. What we see here is the one-way process, of course. And not surprisingly, it is ending up in one product, which is the well-known cement. And with all respect, in all its diversities, of course. Yeah. What we want to promote is to get inspired what else we can do in our cement plant, because many of us are facing overcapacities and a very bad market situation due to pricing in the main cement field. So we have our raw materials from the quarry. What else can we do with that? What we want to promote is a multi-way process and leaving the main road to the cement. As I said, there is a lot of opportunities in our fields, and of course some hindrances, and we want to show how we can go this way. The way could be a combined production of cement and a variety of other products on the same basis. Here we see the variety of these different materials. That could be mortar sands, limestone grits, aggregates, burnt lime, hydrated lime, and also the granules from mineral-based fertilizers. One look into the different products shows us that here on the top we have the raw calcium carbonate, the limestone from our quarry, which we already can sell as aggregates for concrete, for asphalt, that we can reduce the size further down and have beautiful sands for mortars. Or we take the limestone powder and agglomerate some mineral fertilizer granules out from that. Some more details about that now in this presentation later on. When we go to the CaO field, so we had a calcination, and here we have the calcium oxide, also well known as burnt lime, quicklime, are mainly used in the large quantity range as pebble-sized materials for the steel production, which go by train from our limestone works and lime works to the steel production works. It is also ground so that powder is used for paper, plastics, glass industries, but also going into cosmetics and pharma. If this calcium oxide is hydrated, we end up in calcium hydroxide, also well known as hydrated lime, which is used as a grit or as a powder in water treatment, for example, and also as granules for soil conditioning. I believe we professionals are well familiar with the technical circle of lime, with the different steps from burning the raw lime for the reduction of carbon dioxide to receive calcium oxide, and by adding water to receive hydrated lime. In the setting circle, again, the circle closes and we end up again with pure calcium carbonate. Yeah, what is described already is here written down so that you later on in the proceedings have the chance also to follow that again, to share it with your colleagues and friends. Here we have a nice chart which was originally made by our colleagues from company Luast. But it is also shared with, for example, the colleagues of ILA, International Lime Association, which is showing the process inside lime production. Here as well, the basis is the limestone quarry, of course, and with different size reduction steps and also washing steps, we aim at receiving good purity of calcium carbonate, raw limestone, before we enter the thermal processes inside the limestone kilns, which can be the vertical shaft kilns and also the rotary kilns, depending on what we want to receive and what sizes we have. Interesting here is these different steps between the quarry and the kiln, because here more effort is taken to receive a good purity, to get, for example, clay contents out of this limestone, and to also get undesired, for example, flint materials, coal materials out of this limestone. Because here inside the lime kilns, we want to receive a good calcium oxide share, and this is exactly decisive for our qualities. When we have the burnt lime, we have it in a pebble size. We do a final screening and send it via train, truck, or boat to the steelworks, for example. Or we make a fine grinding and receive a white lime, or we do hydration and receive the hydrated lime powder and send it to the dedicated industries, as mentioned before, by silo trucks, silo boats, silo tank wagons. So today we talk about inspiration, how we can share these processes and how we can access with our standard, what we call one-way process towards the cement, the multi-way process to also access a different other limestone-based products. Yeah, how to access that? And the clear answer is to set gates, yeah, to create links between that. Because if we have the right qualities of limestone inside our quarries, we can do this multi-production ways. But how do these gates and links look like? Again, we have here the sheet of the material flow inside a cement plant, typically. And after the primary or secondary crushing stage, where we have material which is well reduced to a size below 100 millimeters, we can create this link so that the coarse limestone could go to the lime plant, used, for example, the pebbles later on for steel production, and use the finer limestone for the cement plant, where it is anyway milled down to a size below 1 millimeter, below 100 micron, before it would end up in the clinker kiln. And how is that made? Yeah, of course, this sorting by size is done by screening machines. And this is not only so in our schematic views here, it is also done here in reality. On the left side, you see the quarry. It is a common quarry used for a cement plant and a lime plant. And when we follow from the below left corner the way of the belt conveyors, we see one splitting point, which is here a screening machine dividing the coarse material to the left, following the blue path, to the lime plant, and bringing the finer fraction to the cement plant. So obviously here in our cement works, combined cement and lime plants, this is working well already. What I said, one more time, written down to follow that also and to share that with your colleagues. Yeah, here again, we see what we can gain from that. So from the same quarry, from the same source, we have a variety of different products if we would follow this way. Let's go further into the details of these different materials. Why is Harvard actually talking to you about these things? So we want to inspire, of course, and if this is a kind of inspiration and you see, okay, Harvard's talking here the same language we do, we have similar aims, we can offer you a wide range of solutions in these fields, coming from like screening, crushing and screening plants, going further to final processing steps like final screening, going to loading systems, which means bulk loading, train loading, ship loading, and also truck loading, together also with our friends from IBAU Hamburg, of course, complete silo systems in these fields. Packaging solutions with our friends from Harvard and Böcker. So powder packing, granule packing into bags, into big bags, into small containers. The first of three products I would like to go into more detail is the production of dry mortars, mixed cement. Because we understand that there's of course an international trend that producers that were in only cement production in the past would like to gain the profits of adding some value to their materials, creating mixed cements at least, or dry mortars in a more sophisticated way in the future. And yeah, how does that work actually, and what is necessary for it? Again, we are here in our chart, and today we have another split point, because to receive the ingredients for dry mortars and mixed cement, we need, of course, the binders, the cement here in this field, which we have already in our final silos, but also to create the typical sands we need for it. Yeah, and here we can just go into the raw grinding mill, and here we extract material which is like minus 2 millimeters, for example. And there we have the link, the exit, to create these mortar sands. How does that work? One example here from a cement mill, a raw limestone mill type of vertical roller mill. In the vertical roller mill, you know that we have the ventilator at the bottom, and we have kind of wind sifting in the head of the vertical roller mill, which actually has the only dedication to transport the raw limestone powder to the filters, and later on transported to the clinker kilns. But here we want to share, we want to create the link towards the dry mortar production. And I believe beginning in the 90s, we have a concept here that it is possible to extract from the head of the vertical roller mill the grids, the sandy grids that are not small enough already to leave the head of the vertical roller mill as a powder, and shall not fall down again and be ground again. So we can extract exactly these grids, say 0 to 2 millimeters, and take this material, do a sifting step, so to reduce the minus 100 micron materials, and then by doing some fine screening inside a Haber fine screening plant, create the typical grades we need later on for our mixed cements and dry mortars, which are, for example, 100 micron to 300 micron, 300 to 600 micron, 600 micron to approximately 1 millimeter, however you and your customers need that. So that is a very, very easy link, which works, of course, with a vertical roller mill, but also with the roller presses, and also the ball mills, which have a different setup, but it is important to have a pre-sifted material to bring it into the fine screening plants. Here we are, and these are the decisive points here. Easy enough, actually. Yeah, as our core business is the production of cements, we have actually all the main ingredients for the mixed cements and dry mortars in our house if we were able to create the right sand fractions. Here again, we see the typical grain sizes. What we want to extract is the powder materials. We do not desire to have in our silos, but the 100 to 300, 300 to 600, 600 to 1000 micron. This is actually what we are aiming at. Haber could support you in this field and propose to you screening plans, for example, which is the single screening equipment itself, but also wider solutions with the auxiliaries and environments in this field. The further concept I would like to introduce to you is, of course, the production of organic fertilizers from the same source. I believe during this week you will receive also the invitations for one very dedicated webinar in this field held by my colleague Dr. Jan Lamke. He will show you the very details of these processes and how money can be gained from that from a quite economic perspective. But just as a small teaser, I would like to show you what this will be about. Again, the basic flow in our cement plant. And here we can use again the fine ground limestone, as we need powder particle sizes for the agglomeration later on. We can also reuse the limestone dust that were taken from the primary, secondary crushing stages, from the limestone mill, from the preheating. It is only important that we have a raw limestone powder here, and we collect it and bring it to the fertilizer granulation plant. And inside this fertilizer granulation plant, we need powder material. We add water and binders, and we can receive a very tight range, particle size range of limestone granules, which have been added also with other nutrients our plants need to grow. So today we have the great task to feed the world, to feed the growing population of our world. And this cannot be done today, and also, of course, not tomorrow, without the fertilizers. And if the trend is followed as we see it today, it will not only be like synthetic fertilizers. We want to have good food. We need to use organic fertilizers. And this is the actual way we can help it. We, as the cement producers, can help to feed healthily our population, producing and selling the organic fertilizer granules. And here we talk about, like in Europe, $100 per ton, 150 euros per ton, as only one example we have here, for example, from France or Poland, from our processes. Yeah, what we can support here is the pelletizing processes and pelletizing discs. Here you see a pelletizing disc, which is in a very clear way potential to create, say, 50 to 70% of target granules from the feed. This is, of course, a large advantage compared to other pelletizing processes where you receive almost only half of these percentages in target granule particle size. As I mentioned before, this is just a small hint, a kind of teaser, and in the next few days you will receive the invitation to go more into this interesting process and economically interesting process in the field of pelletizing by Dr. Jan Lamke. Here already I say thank you for your attention, and if I am able to now switch back to my camera and my cockpit here, I can have a view for your questions and comments. So I would be happy to read about your questions here. Let me just have a quick look if I can switch to your comments and questions. All right, let's see. If you have some questions or comments, just type it into the chat, type it into your questions bar inside your GoToWebinar cockpit so I can see it. Okay, as I see, there are actually no further comments and questions. I follow my friend Luis and say thank you, Luis, also for your attention. Take care, stay healthy, stay careful. and take care also for your families, friends, and colleagues. And I would like to hear from you again via telephone, via email. And of course, yes, here is a question. I would like to give thanks for the presentation. Thank you very much. I would like to share this. It will stay online, the presentation, as well as the webinar video. And you as the participants will stay with the link. All right. I would say thank you again and bye-bye, my friends. Take care.